When the first contact meeting began above Earth, every major civilization in the known galaxy watched with great interest. The gathering took place aboard a massive diplomatic station orbiting a blue world that humans simply called Earth. Representatives from dozens of species filled the observation halls. Scientists prepared reports. Politicians prepared speeches. Merchants prepared contracts. One visitor stood out from the crowd. His name was Ral. Ral was not a soldier, explorer, or diplomat. He was the most famous chef in the Galactic Union. His cooking programs were watched by billions. His reviews could make entire food industries succeed or fail. Ral had traveled to Earth for one reason. He wanted to taste human food. Most alien species considered food a practical necessity. Meals were carefully balanced mixtures of nutrients with little variation in flavor. Strong tastes were generally avoided because many species possessed extremely sensitive biological systems. Humans, however, had a very different reputation. Galactic databases described human cuisine as unpredictable, dangerous, and often irrational. Some dishes were frozen. Some were burned. Some were fermented for months. Some contained substances that naturally evolved as defenses against predators. The reports fascinated Ral. The moment diplomatic ceremonies ended, he requested permission to visit a human dining area. The human delegation happily agreed. They were surprisingly proud of their food. Ral entered a large hall where dozens of human cooks worked behind shining counters. The smells immediately overwhelmed him. Sweet aromas mixed with smoky scents. Spices filled the air. Fresh bread emerged from ovens. Vegetables sizzled on hot surfaces. For several seconds he simply stood motionless. No alien restaurant had ever smelled like this. A human chef named Tom approached with a friendly smile. "Welcome to Earth cuisine," he said. Ral activated his translator. "I wish to experience the greatest examples of human cooking." Tom laughed. "That depends on who you ask." The tasting began. First came fresh bread with butter. Ral expected something ordinary. Instead, he experienced layers of texture and flavor unlike anything he had ever encountered. Then came soup. Then grilled vegetables. Then roasted meat. Each dish seemed completely different from the last. Every bite produced new sensations. Ral felt genuine excitement building inside him. Human food was not simply nourishment. It was art. Several hours later he reached the final course. A small bowl containing bright red peppers. Tom placed it carefully on the table. "This one is special." Ral scanned the contents. His instruments detected unusual chemical compounds. "Is it dangerous?" he asked. Tom considered the question. "Technically, yes." Ral became even more interested. Without hesitation, he consumed a piece. The entire room froze. Human observers waited silently. For 3 seconds, nothing happened. Then Ral felt an explosion inside his mouth. Heat spread across his tongue. His eyes widened. His breathing accelerated. Every nerve in his body seemed awake. He jumped from his chair. Several security officers rushed forward. Medical scanners activated. Alien delegates panicked. Some believed the famous chef had been poisoned during first contact. Emergency warnings spread through the station. Within minutes, news channels across the galaxy reported a possible diplomatic disaster. Then something unexpected happened. Ral started laughing. The laughter grew louder. He raised both arms toward the ceiling. "This is incredible." Everyone stared at him. The medical teams checked their readings again. His vital signs were elevated but stable. The chemical responsible for the reaction was identified as capsaicin. Humans explained that many people consumed it voluntarily. The galaxy struggled to understand this information. Ral demanded another pepper. Then another. Then another. The hall watched in disbelief. His face changed color repeatedly. Tears flowed from his eyes. Yet he continued smiling. The experience became the most viewed live broadcast in galactic history. Scientists soon discovered something remarkable. The neurological response produced by human spicy food interacted with RAL's species in a unique way. Their brains generated powerful bursts of creativity when exposed to controlled amounts of capsaicin. Within days, researchers began conducting experiments. Artists produced masterpieces. Engineers solved problems that had remained unsolved for decades. Inventors created new technologies at unprecedented speed. Entire industries transformed almost overnight. Human peppers became one of the most valuable exports in galactic history. Trade routes expanded. Agricultural projects multiplied. Economic growth surged across hundreds of worlds. Yet the greatest consequence was cultural rather than financial. For generations, most civilizations had viewed food as a simple biological requirement. Humans introduced a different philosophy. Meals could tell stories. Flavors could create memories. Cooking could unite strangers. Inspired by Earth cuisine, countless species began exploring their own forgotten culinary traditions. Restaurants appeared on planets that had never possessed them before. Food festivals attracted visitors from distant star systems. Old recipes were rediscovered. New ones were invented. The galaxy became more connected through shared meals than through any political treaty. Months later, the Galactic Union held a grand celebration. Representatives from every member world attended. At the center of the event stood Ral. He had become a symbol of a new era. During his speech, he looked toward the human delegation. When first contact began, many believed humanity would contribute technology, science, or military strength to the galaxy. He paused. A smile crossed his face. Humanity gave us something even more valuable. The audience listened carefully. They reminded us how to enjoy life. Thunderous applause filled the chamber. The statement spread across thousands of worlds. Years later, students still learned about the famous tasting. History books called it the pepper incident. What began as a simple meal became one of the most important moments in interstellar history. Humanity did not conquer the galaxy with weapons. It did not dominate through power. Instead, it changed civilization with flavor. And all because one curious alien chef decided to try human food during first contact.